Hey everybody, welcome to another reviews. Today we're checking out some Safariland components, and we're going to talk about modularity of holsters. So I picked up this Safariland Molly plate adapter for my son's rig. We're going to be going to a big game. We're not a big game. We're going to be going to a game near the end of the month. It's big for us. We haven't been able to play in a hot minute. We're going to be meeting up with a buddy. He needed the ability to run a holster on his belt rig, which he normally doesn't run his holster on the rig. He runs it separate. So the idea was to switch him over to this little Safariland quick release setups, which we did. I had a few pieces floating around in my pistol parts bin, and then I needed to get a Molly piece, and that's what I went and grabbed at a local tactical supply store today. So this is the direction that comes with. I'm a little sniffly, sorry guys, get over a sinus infection. Kind of breaks down how this system works, and this is all the different components of it. Turns out I actually had a few pieces of this already that I had picked up, kind of cobbled together from random holster bits from different Army Navy stores. So this chunk here I'd had for a minute, didn't know what it was exactly. I had bought one of these guys. This was already on it. Ripped this off, threw it in a bin, because I needed this Safariland jacket drop. Normally your Safariland holsters would be permanently attached to one of these pieces here, little jacket drops or whatever. The cool thing is Safariland came up with was a system to QD your stuff, which is this, which is awesome. Get that guy off, take it off, and now you can switch holsters if you carry multiple guns, especially if you're doing like 3-gun and stuff like that, or you play Airsoft and use lots of different pistols, because you don't want to just get bored, be stale with one gun, or you do multiple kits. You can use one holster piece on your belt, and you can swap out your holsters, and just, you don't have to buy a ton of different belts. You can run one whole belt on your setup and just get different holsters, and it's kind of neat. But with this is cool. So this you can put on here instead of that QLS plate, and if you have the Molly adapter, and you have that, you can Molly, put that on your actual holster, Molly that into your rig, pull that out, and then the Molly adapter acts kind of like the little QLS fork and clips in there. And then you could just have that on your holster instead. So that's kind of neat. I didn't know that. So it was nice having this in my parts bin. I'm going to add that to the little bin collection of stuff. And same with this. Was going to use this, but it's not going to work out on the way his belt runs right now with how many pounds webbing spaces he's got. I've got this other plate. Don't think this is really what it's intended for, but I'm going to get a rig it on using these little spaces here, where I with some zip ties or something with what little pal spaces he has with this QLS plate, so we can get his holster on there the way it needs to be. That's not going on right now all the way. Anyway, I gotta snap it in, but this is what we're gonna set up with. Maybe these screws, I got to check it. They went on a minute ago, but now they're not playing right. May have to change that around, but regardless, this is the way we're going to go with this whole thing. Normally you wouldn't have the screws here, you would have the flat pieces. It worked a minute ago. I don't know why it's not working right now. But anyway, overall, this system for Safariland is really cool. And if you haven't used these before or haven't invested in it, I highly recommend it. It is a great way to run your holsters, especially if you have multiple guns and multiple holsters, especially if you're running multiple Safarilands. You can pick these guys up fairly cheap at Army Navy stores now. eBay, you're starting to find them come down in price. They used to be kind of prohibitively expensive, and they've just started to really drop in price. Brand new, they're only like 30 bucks and some change. I think this system here, this little Molly adapter piece, was like 26 bucks at the local tactical store. They come in, or they used to definitely come in this green. I don't see the green as often anymore. The green is kind of being phased out. They do come in tan/FDE and black pretty regularly. Almost everywhere carries those two colors, which is pretty common standard coloration now. As far as the modularity goes and how easy it is to install, I've never had a piece of Safariland equipment they have not worked with yet, as the pattern is the same. True North Concepts, these work just fine. I have actually one set up on my belt, which I don't have access to. Do I? Oh yeah, I do. I have it set up on a True North Concepts belt right now. I do have one on a True North Concepts belt myself. This is a 6004, and I have the QLS system on here. It was an easy install. and it goes in just fine, and it is pretty awesome. So you can do anything that has the standard Safariland 3-hole system, the little triangular system. This stuff will work with it. So that's kind of cool too. Overall, I think these are definitely worth getting into and picking up whenever you can, and if you can. For my airsoft guys, we know half the fun of this game is picking up different types of pistols, because the number one rule is looking cool, and half the fun of airsoft is just being able to get replicas of guns we probably can't afford to collect on our own in real life because they're just really expensive. And for my guys who do have a ton of actual firearms, the ability to swap different firearms out with just one belt system is just fantastic. I use these briefly in a duty capacity when I worked with the Air Force. They actually ran these. The Navy was never a fan, so when I did get back to the fleet and was working with the Navy again, and I had my fancy, cool detachable holster, the Navy said absolutely no way, and I had to switch back to a fixed holster to my gear. Well, that was big fleet Navy. Cool guy Navy allows this shit all day long. That's all I got, guys. I hope you got something out of this. Not too crazy in depth, just want to kind of give you an idea of what this is like. As far as this Molly adapter goes here, you do need 3 rows of pals. As you can see, this is 3 inches. This would be just like pals webbing right here, these squares. So you would need 3 rows of pals, and then to make it work, because this is going to have to go over your pals, and these 2 forks are going to go under. They're going to lock in, and you're going to need at least 4 or 5 pals deep for this to function properly. On his belt, he's only got 3 and 3. Actually, he's not even full 3 and 3. It's like 3 and 2.5. So this fork's not working the way I want it to. That's why I got to rig something up with this. I digress. Like I said, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you got something out of this. I hope I may help somebody with seeing this stuff and kind of going, oh yeah, okay, that's kind of something I was kind of looking at and I wasn't really sure. If you got something out of this, go ahead, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's going to be a little helmet in the bottom right-hand corner. Punch that dude in the head. If you like this content, I think you're going to like the video that's in the top right-hand corner. That's a video that's kind of in the same vein as this. And the top left-hand corner is going to be the most recent video. That's what YouTube pushes. And that's all I got, guys. LARP smarter, not harder. Get out there, play some airsoft, try some new kit, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the field. Take care.